Hey, what's going on guys, welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to be going through a lot of the PvMing auras that I currently have. I can't actually go through the ones that I don't have because I've never used and tested them. So if you do enjoy this video, be sure to comment, rate and subscribe. As usual, I will be doing a bit of maths, but I will be also explaining where certain auras are useful and in what scenarios. So be sure to throw this video a thumbs up, give me some constructive criticism down below, and as usual, subscribe. So we're going to be kicking off this video with the aura that I have, Greater Reverence. The main reason I have this is because on the day of release of the loyalty points, the Reverence aura was the only good PvMing one and there was a big discount on it. And I thought that when the updated auras came out, the tier 2, I just might as well update it because it was the only PvMing aura I had. But that's just it. It is a tier 2 aura that I have currently. It costs 21,000 points in total, including tier 1. So you have to have tier 1 in order to upgrade it to tier 2, and both of those cost 21,000 points. There's tier 3 and 4 available, each with obviously higher increments. So tier 1 has 3%, tier 2 is 5%, tier 3 has 7%, and I believe tier 4 has 9% of what I'm going to be going through right now. So for tier 2, there's a 5% more prayer points per dose of any prayer potion that you drink. That includes prayer renewal potions and Sanfew serums and super restores, all that kind of good stuff. Also, it stacks with the Holy Wrench and the SDS special attack, so it will actually work in tandem with those. You don't have to worry about it negating any effects. And prayer drains 5% slower than normal when this is active. A great use for this is for lower level bosses where food isn't really an issue, such as the God Wars dungeon. For people that are maxed, like the God Wars bosses excluding next are really quite easy. This is a great aura to use there to reduce prayer potion usage. And also the normal barrows, if you're going for barrows runs, prayer can be an issue with the prayer drain, so using this aura will help you quite a lot. It lasts for 1 hour and has a 3-hour cooldown. Next up, I have the Greater Sharpshooter aura, which is a tier 2 version of the Sharpshooter aura. This is also in tandem with Runic Accuracy, because both of these have the exact same effects, except one is for range, the one that I have is for range, and Runic Accuracy is for mage. So the one that you're going to want to get depends on what your best style is in terms of weapons and what you use mainly. So if you mainly use Ascensions when you're bossing, then make sure you get the Runic Accuracy, the Sharpshooter, and if you mainly use mage, then get the Runic Accuracy. It's a tier 2 aura with costing 21,000 points in total, including tier 1. There's obviously tier 3 and 4 available. And for the range version, which I have, is the same for the magic. The range attack have a 5% greater chance of hitting the opponent. Obviously, as I said before, you want to get the style or the magic or range depending on what you use most. This is great for group bossing where your role is actually as a DPSer. It's not that good for tanking because tanks really don't want to go for DPS, and this is mainly a DPS aura. When your role is DPS, such as bosses such as Nex or Virago, where you go in teams, or even Calphite King, or lower level bossing, if you're going for solo God Wars dungeon and you want to get the max kill speeds, then these are really good auras if you are using range or mage respectively, and it lasts for 1 hour with a 3-hour cooldown. Next up, you have the Penance aura, which is a tier 2 aura costing 23,000 points. There is no tier 1 version, so you just buy this straight up 23,000 points. And the effect of it is when it's active, you will gain prayer points equal to 5% damage of your damage taken, which is rounded down. So example, if you get a hit 990 damage, you will gain 40 prayer points. If you get hit 1000 damage, you will gain 50 prayer points. This is great for tank rolls where you get hit a lot to make full use and reduce the prayer potion usage while you're at that boss, such as a Virago as a bomb tank or even a base tank, or when you're tanking Nex or KK. I really think that this is best for tanking, and also if you're going for a solo boss where you can get hit quite a bit for lower level people like a God Wars dungeon, and you want to reduce the prayer point usage, then definitely use this aura. It lasts for 1 hour with a 3-hour cooldown like all the other tier 2 auras. Also guys, Penance is really good to use anywhere where you're actually using a Spirit Shield for the damage reduction buff. If you didn't know, Spirit Shields actually reduce the amount of damage you take, but take that off your prayer points. And so if you're taking damage with the Penance aura, the Spirit Shield reduces your prayer points, but then Penance just boosts them back up again because of the effect. So it almost negates them. It's really good to use anywhere where you're a tank using a Spirit Shield, as you can see on screen. And here we have the Vampireism aura, which is actually really popular. It's almost exactly the same as the Penance aura, except instead of damage taken, it works with damage dealt, and instead of prayer points gained, it works with life points gained. It's a tier 2 aura costing 23,000 points as usual, the same as Penance. It doesn't have a tier 1 or any higher level equivalents. It's just a tier 2 aura, and you will gain life points equal to 5% of your damage dealt. So it's the same calculations as the Penance aura that I just went through. If you deal 990 damage, you will gain 40 life points, and if you you deal 1000 damage, you'll gain 50 life points. That's mainly because it rounds down. But at the moment, Vampireism is actually capped at 50 life points healed per hit. It also stacks with Soul Split, so you can achieve 15% of the damage you deal will actually be healed back to your life points. But the life points healed solely from Vampireism is obviously capped at 50 life points per hit. And it also stacks with spells, blood spells like Blood Barrage and the Ancient Spellbook, which also have a healing effect. This aura is really great for lower level PvMers that go to God Wars Dungeon, or DPSers at bosses like Virago, where you can get hit, because it just means that you get some free life points. It lasts for 1 hour with a 3-hour cooldown, just like all the tier 2 auras. And finally, we have my most recent purchase of an aura, which is Equilibrium. It's a tier 2 aura costing 23,000 points, and the effect of this is that it reduces your maximum hit by 25%, but it also increases your minimum hit by 25%, so you'll be hitting 25% less on the maximum side. So your max hit will be 25% less, minimum hit 25% more, which is what I just said. It actually means that you're more consistent with your hits, so instead of hitting really high hits and really low hits, you'll just hit an average of just in the middle hits. So sometimes your DPS will actually stay the same with this, but places where it's really useful is where your max hits already capped, like bosses like Nex and KK, where your max hits are reduced quite a bit. Using this aura, it doesn't really have an effect because Nex and KK already reduce your maximum hit, but it just means that your minimum hit is quite a lot higher, 25% higher. So you just add on a quarter of the hit. So if you normally were going to hit 1000, you hit at 1250 as your minimum hit, and it's really good for these kind of bosses for overall better DPS. But it's not good for bosses where your maximum hit isn't capped, like Virago or the normal God Wars Dungeon bosses, because it just means that you're going to be hitting an average of the same amount, so it doesn't really do anything. It's only good, as I said 3 times right now, where your maximum hit is already capped. It lasts for 2 hours, which is double most of the auras tier 2, but the cooldown is also quite an hour longer, so the cooldown is 4 hours instead of 3. That's going to be it for this video, guys. As usual, throw me some criticism, constructive criticism down in the comments below. It's greatly appreciated. Any video ideas, put them down below. If you did enjoy this, be sure to subscribe to my channel and rate the video with a big thumbs up. Peace out.